guys, before I get to the last segment of this video, and that's a lot that I gotta say here. It's a lot that let's see here, man. Be sure to like the video, helps us out in the algorithm. Um, you know, I want us to grow. So, and shout out to Left Indy, man. Like that guy, me and him gonna be the forefront of the ATP network. Like, he has a lot to say. I have a lot to say. Hopefully, um, the co-founder of the network, hopefully hopefully things will get better for her mentally wise. Like it's hard if you work in class and in your life situation change and stuff like that. So I tend to want to give people space to get their shit together. So yeah, man. Like the video, man. Support Left Indy. I'm put his links. Donate to Left Indy. He's trying to go overseas to teach English to foreigners overseas and stuff like that. So yeah, support us, man. You support us basically by liking the video. So, all right, guys. My Kasparian. Some wild shit, man. Like the drama, man. The drama, the thing online is just it was just time high, man. Like it really started like with the force to vote stuff because a guy I'm not gonna name for a lot of reasons. He pushed it out, and a lot of people didn't like him at the time, and you know, a lot of people say now he's pivot to the right. I don't know if that's true or not, but it is what it is. It's not about him. Like people infighting about that. Infighting kind of died down online for a little bit. For a little bit of time, I guess people was in their own echo chambers or whatever. Then now with TYT pivoting to the right, basically, which is it's what they going. Let's keep it 100, even though they trying to say that no, we need to talk to the right. We need to make amends with them and all this stuff. Even though you talking to white nationalist jank like Charlie Kirk, which is not making amends with nobody. But hey, what can I say? I'm just irrelevant as um network. So, so um, let's show this first clip here. I got a lot of clips to show y'all. Um, you know, with, with the Emma Vigeland situation with this clip from Francesca Fiorentini. I'm Francesca. I think she's a good person. Agree with a lot of stuff she says. But I still like her. I think she's in good faith. And I'm tweet this too as well. I think that PYT needs to get rid of Jack and Anna because they are both just full of shit and both grifters, in my opinion. I think if you want to keep TYT alive, I think the people that should be ahead of it is JR and Francesca and the other guy. I can't think of his name. Fuck, John Alarola. Yeah, John Alarola. I think those three should be the head of TYT. Like I think a lot of their viewers will come back. To TYT still get over 6 million subscribers, and I think Jank and Anna every day is just they destroying something that the quote unquote left. Well, I don't think they. I, I don't even know what the fuck they are anymore. I'm just saying, like, supposed to be a left network, right? I think they're destroying it. I think Anna's full of shit. Jank's full of shit. Um, but I'll start with this clip first because I think it'll add some context to with the tweets and the videos I got. So okay. So this tweet says here, it says Trump comes at you fast. Um, Now I'm finna play it. It's just 19 seconds. So here we go.
You want to have a beer with people who want to put people in mass deportation camps. They want to deport.
You think we're going to get put in camps? You sound all right.
You want to have a beer with people who want to put people in mass deportation camps. They want to deport.
Yeah. So So yeah, that's that clip right there. Okay. Now I'm finna go back. Um, now I'm finna go back. Okay, that's the first clip. Now the second one here, is for Emma Vigeland. A few days later. Um, it says here, hope you guys can see it. It says, gotta love the performative closeness of polymarket populists coming from an ally and movement partner for Franny because she posted Jenks' own words coming from his mouth. Go back to your roots, ranking celebrity camel toes. Bro, the chemical shit, man. Like TYT was trying to be what they said, Jon Stewart or some shit like that. They was like mimicking off his like show or something. I don't know. Um, but yeah, they was talking about celebrity camel toes, bro. Like, um, go get your tweets that the way that the rest of us oppose fascism. So, this is the video that she's referring to right here. So to make it
You
bigger.
about this, as if
Start over again. Here we go, guys.
I know that Francesca Fiorentini is currently attacking you about this, as if Donald Trump is unique. He's novel compared to past presidents, certainly a special kind of evil that we've never seen before. In her mind, these are the gulags that she was warning about. But in fact, this has been a long-standing practice. You can be against that practice, but Donald Trump isn't doing anything new here.
Yeah, so I'm going to address it. I think that the clip that Francesca's using is misleading and totally out of context, but that's okay. But I know that
no, it's not okay. No, it's not okay. That dishonesty is not okay. Yeah, but continue. Go ahead.
I hear you. I hear you. I don't mean to.
But she's getting the likes that she wants, right? Otherwise, I mean, who would pay attention to anything she's doing if she's not attacking TYT? But anyway, continue, Jake.
Yeah, all right.
I know that Francesca Fiorentini is currently attacking you about this, as if Donald.
That Francesca is gaslighting for clicks and likes. Like they're like doing the same shit. Like it just boggles my mind. Like they think pivoting to the right, talking to white supremacists, white nationalists is somehow even. Now I'm gonna break this down. I played the whole clip in its entirety. Yeah, like it's just a few red flags I don't like about this clip, but I'm gonna play it.
Trump is unique. He's novel compared to past presidents, certainly a special kind of evil that we've never seen before. In her
Now, I believe Francesca knows that other, Obama, or Biden, Bush to a certain extent, like all of them have deported migrants. Like we know it. Like Obama built cages. He built those cages that Trump used, right? Like we know this, and we know Biden deported more immigrants this past 4 years than Trump did his first term. We know that, like, but like, we don't need a re-education from you. Like you're not understanding. Like you're not understanding what Franny was trying to say. Like you're using this as killing filler at this point. Like come on, let's just keep it 100. Francesca, like she's becoming more prominent now, and you guys are just on a slow decline, and y'all just want somebody to attack. It's just what it is. But yeah, maybe we could let it continue.
mind, these are the gulags that she was warning about. But in fact, this has been a long-standing practice. You can be against that practice, but Donald Trump isn't doing anything new here.
Yeah, so I'm going to address it. I think that the clip that Francesca's using is misleading and totally out of context, but that's okay. But I know that.
No, it's not okay. No, it's not okay. That dishonesty is not okay. Yeah, but continue. Go ahead.
I hear you. I hear
you. How is the clip she used? How is it misleading? It's not. She's basically saying the truth. Like with these people, man. I just can't, man.
I don't
Yeah.
mean to
But
excuse
she's
that.
getting the likes that she wants, right? Otherwise, I mean, who would pay attention to anything she's doing if
Okay.
she's not attacking TYT?
They disagreeing with what you're doing. And I understand people like you disagree with somebody on something. It's like, oh, you disagree. You disagree. Okay. Critique is fact. It's like it's God status. Like, give me a freaking break, man. Yeah, so that was what Anna Vigeland was referring to. From this guy. Okay. Okay. So that's the clip. Now we're gonna go back. Um, then Anna comes back. That's right. Like, you know, even though she's saying she accusing Granny of being a clout chaser, like this is right here. The clout chasing at its finest, man. It says, I remember Emma telling me verbatim, I never have to work a day in my life if I don't want to because of how wealthy my family is. Your mom threw a nice little fundraiser for Senator Gillibrand in 2019, right? I get why you so attached to a party that's fucked over the working class over and over again. Well, um, I mean, like the first sentence, she's basically saying that Emma Vigeland isn't serious in that, she's wealthy. Like, I think Emma said that in the past, though. Like, yeah, she's wealthy. Okay. I mean, we know Emma isn't a radical leftist. I mean, it's whatever you call yourself. Like, we know that. Like, I know this. Like, we know that really Emma and Sam Cedar are just squad defenders. Like, they bend their back. That's why ALC goes on to they show whatever the fuck it's called. Jesus Christ. I don't watch that stuff, but yeah. I guess Emma trying to just I guess Emma just trying to catch Emma like with a single punch. Like, see, you ain't shit. But let me continue. She says, so I don't really expect her to understand what it's like to live in a neighborhood that's been overrun with criminals due to policies she preaches in the name of gaining social capital. What? Fran did a hatchet job on Jank, even though he was kind enough to waste his time going on her show in the name of openness and understanding. Yeah, right. I knew he was making a mistake. These people aren't interested in building any coalitions. Okay, building coalitions. Okay, they're not open to understanding anything. They don't even give a shit about winning policy goals. Oh my god, man. You literally the worst thing Jake ever did was open up the company to these people. They came in, leached off what he built, and turned on him for clout the second they could. Okay, also tell me, Emma, since picking a sponsor is so unacceptable to you and the four-person company you work for, how many of the dozens of employees at TYT should Jank lay off to appease your judgmental ass? Yes. You know, so she's smearing Franny, saying Franny is a clout chasing. She clout chasing off what Jake built. Mhm. Jake built this shit. Well, Franny could have did an approach where she could have just smeared Jake, call him out his name, but she didn't do that. She invited him onto the show. Like, Jake is a grown ass man. He can make his own fucking decisions. He seemed like he was controlling. Like, oh, like, who gives you like? Are you Jake's mother? But, like Franny didn't smear Jake on the show. Like, she just said, "Hey, I disagree with you on this and that." Like, I don't think you should be talking to white supremacists. And Jake took it as elite, like to say, "Oh, you motherfuckers." Like when Trump first term that said that we should not even engage with the right, but all of a sudden they did a complete 180 saying that understand that I really like that just blows my mind. People just both sides of their mouth. Like how people say, well, Andre, people can change, people think differently. I get that too, but to a certain extent, like I don't know, like, but drifting is it just yeah, it's bullshit to me, man. I'm just let me see. Then right here it says, then right here Anna came back at her again. She said, well, you should probably be open about Harris' campaign ad buy on the majority report too. Maybe that's why you were cheering so hard for a woman who shooed away any left wing activists who wanted to ask her legitimate questions about her foreign policy in the Middle East. Now, see, this is controversial because you saying that the Harris campaign um had allies to the majority report. Like, see, this is shit, I make it big. See, this is shit that I hate about people. Like, why you make up shit that you can't prove? Like, according to people, they said that the majority report haven't ran Kamala Harris's ad campaigns in their shows. So why, why circumstantial evidence? Why would you say something like this? Like it just don't make any sense. Like, unless you have a video proof, it's a proof if you can make assumptions about people. Like people make assumptions about this other guy. I'm not gonna name his name because I want to open that can of worms. But they could accusing him of doing something gruesome, and I'm like, do you have evidence to prove that this guy doing something gruesome? You're just making assumptions because maybe you don't like the guy. I don't know why. Like I just don't understand. Like we need to stray away from doing this shit, man. Um, like I mean, I don't care if majority report and advice for Kamala Harris campaign. Like, what's the majority report? That's not my show. I watch other things, but I'm just saying, like, that's a serious allegation. Like you saying that Kamala Harris bought bought Sam Cedar and and Emma. Like, okay. Now if we go back, it says then Francesca joins in. She says 1,000%. Meeting my TRT. See, see. Even though I've never been an employee and have an entire career before, yeah, she said that. And after and outside of it, and I actually did do a hatchet job, and I absolutely do a hatchet job on Shank. Everyone, please prove Anna right and see how much I deliberately manipulated this interview. Like the interview was good. Like Freddie, you asked him questions, he responded. Like some interviews will like go a little bit off the rails. Like it's normal. Like we human. Like we so interested in something important to us. We go. But it's nothing malicious or nothing like that. Like she worked for MSNBC, National Geographic, I think. And she's a comedian too, so she do stand-up comedy. So she has a job. Like she does things she like pull her leg from the trenches, like she's already out there going to work. One of the cockiness of Anna and Jenkins, like, we made these people and they because they didn't do we us. Jeez, man. Jeez Louise. Yeah, man. So, let me see what else I meant. Then oh man, like, yeah, I got this shit bookmark, man. It says, "Have you lost your mind?" Mm, oh my God, you said, "Have you lost your mind?" Then here it says, "This is 100% unlegitimate, absolutely. Let's make a poly market bet on it." Just kind of won't, tweets than he is in person. Like, oh my goodness gracious, like, yeah, like that's a lie. Like that's slander. That's defamation. Like, I'm pretty sure they ain't gonna do shit about it. Like, but like, yeah, making assumptions about people like being bought by political like campaigns is kind of, it's just a little bit over the edge. Like again, like, let's have some evidence to prove your fucking point before you cast aspersions. Like, I just don't get it. It's like people accuse my friend of SAing somebody, my guy friend of SAing somebody, and they don't like, and they don't have no evidence. Like, it's just, I just don't understand why people do the shit they do. But now I'm finna get, okay, I'm done with Twitter. Now I'm finna get to uh this Emma and Franny interview on Franny's YouTube channel. Let's see. Yeah. This is the part where they really start discussing the Anna and Jank situation, mostly Anna situation, but here we go, guys.
Right. Well, I mean, you're trying to make a living on the internet, and we have to use social media, and I don't.
And once again, I am a multimillionaire, so I just want to, name that.
Forgot
Richies, and that obviously didn't sit well. Jank actually kind of took it on the chin. He just said it was out of context. It was not out of context. Everyone can go back and look. He said that I was talking about Chinese Americans. I actually never mentioned Chinese Americans until after. I didn't even say Americans. I just mentioned Chinese people because undocumented Chinese people are a target of this administration.
Mm-hmm.
The point is this: I want to separate from here on off. Let's detach the Jank cart. Let's just bye-bye, and let's talk about Anna. Anna Kasparian, again, a co-host at TYT, got very mad and said that I am attacking Jank and sort of, stood up for the we over there last week.
Francesca Fiorentini is currently attacking you about this as if Donald Trump is unique. He's novel compared.
She said attacking. Like, they're gonna be like attacking you because disagreements are attack. Only people, man. Only people. That's all I said with that.
To past presidents, certainly a special kind of evil that we've never seen before. In her mind, these are the gulags that she was warning about. But
also never said gulags. Yeah, a special kind of evil, never said that.
In fact, this has been a long-standing practice. You can be against that practice, but Donald Trump isn't doing anything new here.
Yeah, so I'm going to address it. I think that the clip that Francesca's using is misleading and totally out of context, but that's okay. But I know that—
No, it's not okay. No, it's not okay. That dishonesty is not okay.
Get me.
But
get me.
Go ahead.
I hear you. I hear you. I don't mean to
But she's getting the likes that she wants, right? Otherwise, I mean, who would pay attention to anything she's doing?
Let's
She's not
go.
on TYT.
Go, girl. Let's go,
But anyway,
Regina.
continue, Jen.
Yeah.
Nobody would ever pay attention to anything I'm doing. This is true. I will, however, say I did hit 100,000 on YouTube before I even invited Jank on. I've had a very robust career before and after my time at TYT, which I actually enjoyed from time to time. I did. I was at AJ Plus. I worked at MSNBC, had a special there. I worked for National Geographic Channel. I did like things for Coachella live stream. Don't kill me. It was a whole thing. It was fun. And now I'm working also with Zateo. So, this is fun though, Emma. And so now I wasn't going to say nothing.
Can we pause there for just a sec, really briefly,
Sure.
so I can just address what she said? So so first of all, I appreciate your being very fair. Getting an election prediction wrong to me is different than like protecting marginalized people from an incoming president who has basically a far right agenda. I would say that's a little bit different. But yeah, I was wrong and people clowned on me. I take it on the chin. We're
Yes,
in
you do.
political discourse and debate space. And as long as it's not, I would say, bad faith, I mean, you get that from the right, but if I get it from the left, you got to take it on the chin. It's what I've signed up for. And I only really responded to Anna because I saw that video and you're my friend. She used to be my friend. And if she had been putting out continuously like content.
I mean, like the host of the ATP network. Like, she's my friend. And when people attack her, call her out her name unfairly. But you know, these days, you defend your friends, you get called a simp, and you get called a token, and you get called every smear they could think of. You know, um, it's like, yeah, yeah. I mean, Luna wasn't bad faith, to be honest with you. She was. You know, like, I'm gonna let this play out. I think of it.
That I think is making the world better. I would defend her if the roles were reversed, and you were saying that about her, but that time has passed. And when she said no one would pay attention to you if you weren't talking TYT, that got me really angry because a lot of us are really, like, I consider myself extremely lucky that I lucked into an internship with TYT, and I was able to work myself work up at the company again for little pay, as I've talked about, and I know you've experienced, a lot of other people have as well. I was able to live at home during that period and save up, and live mom's house, who she's now bringing into this debate for no reason, because of private conversations that we've had. But I just feel like you are so talented, and
You know, you talk to people because you think they're your friends, right? You talk to people about the private stuff, stuff that should not be on Twitter at all. And then the motherfuckers gonna expose your shit to the public. Let them look so bad. Like, I person like lying on, majority report saying they played King Harris eggs and shit like that. It's wild, but I'm trying to say this. I'm gonna let it play a few more minutes, but he is imploding, and you know, Strategy knows that what they doing is not a good fit. You know, I believe they are smart people, right? I'm not the guy to call people unsmart, like that a lot, but come on, let's just keep it let's just keep it 100 here, man. Like, somebody call you out on your bullshit, like, as a critique, not a smear. We give you a smear and critique, and you going to all them attacking you, and you saying without TYT they wouldn't be shit. Like I said, Franny, like, she had a career before TYT. Before she came to TYT, even she said, like, on her YouTube channel, she had 100,000 subs before her, which is 100,000 subs. But even before the interview, like, she didn't have to talk about this at all. But yeah, this is what people do when they know they're wrong. They always, they always be the victim. So,
and Michael Brooks passed away, and there was a spot open, horrifically, a spot open for me at the Majority Report. I was lucky.
Sure.
I could be in a different industry if that didn't happen. You have had sometimes bad luck, like with AJ Plus and stuff. I mean, it's
no,
just,
I really didn't actually. I just am allergic to money, Emma. Don't worry about it. I left AJ Plus. AJ Plus
you're so
offered
deserving,
me.
and it's
AJ Plus offered me in 2018 when they were moving to DC a very handsome salary that I turned down because I had been there for, at that point, 4 years, and I wanted to move on, and I wanted to move to LA. So that's what happened to me. And I'd moved to LA not for TYT. I moved to LA to actually like pitch more shows, do more comedy, meet more people, get managers and agents and whatnot. And I did. So that is, I've had a lot of luck, and I've also turned a lot of shit down. So I just want to name that. But I really, here's what I love
Fair
about
enough.
this. Here's what I love about this. I have tried for so many months, Emma, to not put these people's names in my mouth, to not talk about them, to hold my tongue, to refrain from talking about it. And as someone who also watches the Majority Report, I actually know you and Sam have taken also great lengths, but that the broader left audiences on platforms like YouTube and elsewhere are distraught. They are upset. They see the coverage of crime and homelessness and blaming fires on, some unhoused guy that totally turned out to be false, and the Aurora, Colorado, gang takeover, and the DEI when talking about the FAA and the crash recently, on and on and on to the thing up to Trump. And they are upset, and they are
The plane crash. So Trump right there. Trump said the same shit. He said he blamed Democrats and DEI on the plane crash in DC. But they're not. But they're not right. But you obviously are capitulating to the right by saying that, right? That's like me saying some shit like that on Twitter, like that's why the wildfire started. It's the homeless. You say too. It's talk about this shit either. Like I love to talk about like the Jake Allen shit. I didn't want to talk about them either. I love to talk about theory a little bit. Get into a little theory because people just so infatuated with theory, but whatever. But I want to talk about other things, working class issues, like stuff I really want to talk about on here. But yeah, it's a lot. Like she didn't need but like she can be popular. Like she's doing on YouTube and like yeah. Yeah. She's full of shit. Yes.
livid. And so what I decided to do was to talk to Jank. And to be full disclosure, also agreed to talk to me. However, she had a family emergency. And I said, dude, you take care of that. Do not come on my show. I wish you the best. Good luck with that. And that week she went on Glenn Beck's show. So anyway, be that as it may, I don't think I'm going to be getting her back on the show. But the reason I just want to thank you because you cut strays for me, speaking of making it super personal. But I just want to say, Emma, none of this is personal with TYT. None of it is. It's like it truly for me. I'm actually I think Anna and I have been like friendly, we took a hike a couple times, but none of it was personal. It's always about the politics for me. And it gotten to the place, which honestly, I really do still welcome her to actually hear her out. But because I want to know, why are we covering things like this? Why are we talking about things like this? Why are we focusing on these small granules that miss the forest for the trees? Is it because ultimately you've never been a progressive? Is it because ultimately you are kind of a centrist? That you might be left on certain issues like corruption or, capitalism and whatnot. Although, Jank, TBD on union rights. But that ultimately, when it comes to things like unhoused people, crime, you believe the right-wing narrative. When it comes to undocumented people, you believe that you should plaster the face of an undocumented mentally ill man who was falsely accused of starting a fire, the Kenneth fire, which was not the Palisades fire or the Eaton fire, in the middle of this wildfire. You believe in plastering that person's face on your Chiron and when he has not been charged, and blame homeless people like crazy ass Mel Gibson. That is a political disagreement.
Right.
This is not personal, and it sure as shit is not about clicks, because let me say, the amount that I could say and choose not to, when both she and let's bring the cart back in and Jank are on a little bit of a war path against.
You know, like, you can tell, man. Like she sounds really emotional talking about this. Like she said herself, like she didn't want to talk about this shit. Like, but again, it's like it comes to a point in time, like you sounded like fucking Ben Shapiro on a Sunday morning. Like, blaming, like, needs to blame the most explicit people on issues, like homeless people. Like, oh my God, man! Like his reputation is done. Like it's done. Like wondering, look good in this. It just, I mean, it's like, yeah, yeah. Like I had like she killed Freddie for saying that too. Like she said, like they seem more centrist. Like I never looked at them like that. I'm watching TYT back when I started to get into this stuff, but yeah, like yeah, yeah, like they love on pollution, I guess, like shit like that. But it's a bunch of centrist, like centrist Dems. Not well. So Anna, she's on the line. So whatever that means.
Every single person they used to work with, that we know, that we love, that we like.
Yeah.
David Dole, for example.
Yeah.
Mike Figueredo, like all these other people, to say nothing of former employees. It's really, really sad.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to chew on there. You know, I will even say we tried to avoid it as well. I mean, we clip everything. Perhaps they were upset about the fact that it was clipped when we had an IM or a call. But you know, at the end of the day, as I was saying, they're adults. We're in the political debate and discourse space, and you've got to be able to take the heat and have the better argument. And based on their view counts, it doesn't seem like people think that they have the better argument anymore. So they.
You didn't have thick skin to be in this space, and apparently, they fifis got ruffled because they former constituents call them out on their bullshit. I mean, it's still in the space, man. Like, even if you don't like it, even though you don't like the critique or something, like say, you still got thick skin. You know, do what Francesca did. Like, and then, like what Francesca said, instead of smearing her, Anna, especially, like, you could have brought her on to TYT. I appreciate you on TYT, the live show. Like, you could play it too, like, I think that's more of what we need to do. Like, instead of us like smearing each other on Twitter and shit like that. We got fucking platforms, right? The user generated content, like platforms, right? YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Rockfin. Let's invite each other on and talk shit out. Like with the Marty B situation. Like I shouldn't have made that live stream smearing him like that. Like Marty B, me and him was cool. We was close, man. But it's some things that he could have did better, some things he could have did better. I'm not gonna say, he basically like we were supposed to do a podcast together and he, not doing a lot of stuff like a lot of people is, right? But he's going through a lot of shit and I understand like I'm not accept the shit either, man. Like I totally feel you, but I should have, him thoroughly like how I shouldn't have played the voice messages like, I need to be really put, but I don't want to smear anybody. I don't want to do that. I want to smear when they fuck up, obviously, politicians. That's why I want to smear. I don't want to smear people that we agree with 98% of the time. Like, you shouldn't do that. And Anna Jank, that's what they want to do. Like, Flynn didn't smear them at all. So, yeah, it's, man.
Choose to go after people on Twitter for engagement. And as you say, I, of course, could use information that I know from my personal relationship with Anna and friendship, where we would have many calls and conversations. I could have chosen to use that stuff against her. I chose not to. She doesn't seem to have those scruples, but she distorted things about
You being an adult. Anna is acting like a fucking child.
about my life, the fact that my parents were lawyers and I grew up with some privilege, to make a claim that I don't have to work for a living. The end of that, like I am privileged in the sense of like, I don't know if I would be able to have engaged with these ideas at such a young age, because this was an interest that developed when I was young, if I didn't have this incredible education that I wish every
People smear people for being like privileged. Like some people that grew up rich as fuck. Some people grew up privileged. Some people grew up poor as hell. I grew up poor as hell. But I'm not gonna smear anybody else that had it better than me. Like I got friends that parents made good money. Okay. Like, you know, but they agree with what they don't agree with. Which to me that they have some vanity. I just understand that either. Like just a lot of things that needs to be aired out. This is probably why the left just ain't gonna ever get anything done on the way it's going. It's not. But let me continue, man. I just had to say that too. Like really, that's all you got to come back at Emma. Like she's privileged and um, okay.
one had access to, or if I didn't have the comfort to be able to exchange in these ideas and not have to worry about like,
Sure.
is there going to be food on my table?
Yeah.
But that's kind of where it ends, because ever since I've left my parents' house, I am making my own money.
You're not a lawyer. You know what I
paying
mean?
my own
Like,
bills. I chose not to be a lawyer. I chose to make this career. So
what you're trying to say is you're a class trader, and we kind of like love you harder for that. And I think,
well,
Let me say this. Well, we'll give you an example. He's privileged. I mean, he is privileged, right? But he the unthinkable that working class people want to do. Class traders more than anything, man. Like like people that do like a lot of people that are middle class or wealthy, y'all choose to fuck with us to like try to build coalitions with working class people. Like y'all bum my club. But again, like as working class, we shouldn't look down. We shouldn't put the eye on them. Like we need class traders. We need other people in the movement to make it work. Like we just can't be in an echo chamber, guys. You see what I'm saying? Okay.
yeah, and like the way my sister's a lawyer, the way she lives very different than the way I live now. Well, she just started. Congrats to her. But it's like, I'm really proud of her, right? And I could have gone down that road too. And but I chose not to, and I, don't make as much money because of it. And my parents, they did well. They don't have the means to support me for the rest of my life. Like the amount of money that she describes there it's just a lie. And I think she's probably distorting a conversation where we had where I said I could have gone to law school and made a lot of money and not had to work for the rest of my life. That's something I would say.
right.
But I don't even want to get into it because she discredited herself by claiming falsely right below that in this Twitter storm she was having well into the late hours of Saturday night, even on her time, that the Majority Report did paid ads for the Harris campaign, which is like frankly defamatory. I mean, it's if you want to go down that road, that
Like I said earlier, so man, man.
never happened or
No.
ever had close to, it was never close to happening. And we would never do that. And people would probably notice if we did ads. So I was making a joke that like we did it in code, but it just is, it's bizarre to use. And I knew it was a matter of time because of how desperate and unhappy she seems, that she was going to use our private conversations for her own ends. But again, I hate making it about myself. I don't talk about my family life. I try not to. I don't mention my fiance's name publicly. I try not to say my friends' names publicly.
Matt Lee.
I take my privacy extremely seriously.
Yeah.
And she knew that, but she still chose to put me on blast anyway because it feeds into an existing right-wing meme about who I am. But I
Sure.
got to stop talking about myself because it's really about them. Sorry, Francesca.
No,
go
no,
on.
no. I mean, you didn't need to do all that, but it's fine that you did because again, it was you know, you were personally attacked by her. I'm not going to throw up the tweet, but to continue a little bit and to close, I think the other thing that's very revelatory for me and has been and been very upsetting, and the reason why I asked her to come on the show is because Cenk came on the show, and even though he had been making the rounds on right-wing outlets, Patrick Bet David, and going, you know, on to the TPUSA conference and wanting to have a beer with Charlie Kirk, he did come on my show. He did go on Mark Lamont Hill shows. He went on Brian Tyler Cohen's show. He actually faced some supposed, you know, some leftists, some progressives. And instead, we have smatterings of where Anna's been over the last 6 months to a year to longer than that. She's been making the rounds on right-wing news with obviously these are obviously thumbnails. So I'm not saying this.
Right there, y'all see her girl like she's gloating like she like she's been the left has been I want to see what it's like right there on the screen it's just a grift, man. Like are just solely grifters. Read what she say. And they accuse us, you know, of being grifters and I've been consistent, man. I haven't changed my stance on nothing. Like but these people, 1 minute, don't talk to the right, you know. Don't talk to the right. But next minute, you know, the left don't want to look with the right. We want to look with the right. Okay.
This is exactly what she said, but she does make the argument that the left is the biggest problem and that they are the ones who've made her leave the left. What I got wrong with Glenn Beck, how the left is alienating its own people with Chris Williamson, who's sort of, again, standard YouTube, you know, mass account. Why I left the left with some, you know, what are the health influencer Jillian lady? Obviously, got to go on Piers Morgan. Dems made a deal with the devil. Anna Kasparian slams her old party. Anna on why she's calling out the lack of self-reflection by the Dem side of the left with Megyn Kelly. I don't have a problem with calling out the lack of self-reflection from the left. I don't have a problem with talking about politics. I don't have a problem with talking even about some of the issues that, again, she thinks are, you know, intractable, like, again, crime stats being up when they're actually not. Homelessness. It's like, whoa, what do we do? All these Dems are just getting their hands in the pile of homelessness services. And that's why, I mean, I am for homelessness services. These Democrats, that's why I'm voting for Rick Caruso. I'm telling you, it's okay to have these conversations, but where you are having them shows a lot about not just your ideology, but your willingness to sell your former colleagues down the river and the broader movement as a whole because they're using you. They're using you. And are you cool with being used like that?
Well, I think
yes,
it's obvious. I
It is. Issues. Like, no political ideology is perfect. Like I think our problems is I'm calling them out. Like I think that purity tests. Like I think it's too many purity tests. I think that, you know, like I think that that's a big issue. I think that's one of the biggest issues. Like, um, you know, I would say this. Another one is nice like that. She's saying, um, you know, she's saying it as like we love the left likes crime. We like, you know, open borders. Like they went there. Um, like that. That's none of that shit is true. There's a lot of big guys that's going to loot the treasury now, like Trump and Elon Musk, and you know, and all the biggest things. Even borders, like we need immigrants. We need immigrants. Like Trump is literally wants to destroy the economy. Let's just keep it 100. Like guys, like to pick oranges, to pick your food. the blue houses, they're not going to work because they're scared ICE is going to take them away. But okay, but we'll go with it, guys. Jeez.
I think that clearly, I mean, she's not on the left anymore, right? She's like unassociated or something, as like the announcement that she made. And so I don't understand why she has to keep pretending if she isn't doing what Dave Rubin, what other Why I Left the Left people have done in the past, which is essentially elevating your profile and going on these right-wing shows while validating all of their talking points and saying that you're representative of the left when you're not. I mean, Piers Morgan does this all the time on his show where he says he's a liberal and then he says
I'm basically a liberal.
Right. It's a very, very lucrative way to operate in media. It's short. The shelf life is not great, and you may cash in. Like Dave Rubin has made millions, but his views don't do that well because he had to eventually admit he was a conservative and not the last liberal. So
That's
she's going
right.
down that path, it seems.
They were like, "Ew, why are you still gay then?"
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. But what's upsetting is like I wanted TYT to succeed, and I want to try to find a way to elevate all these other leftist channels. They're doing such great work because this isn't a competitive thing. For me, this is a collaborative thing, and
Yes.
I really do want I want it believed in. That's why I wanted to work there and why I looked up to Jank my whole life. The idea of a left network that would have the reach that how many million subscribers they have, that would provide. That's something that I was really excited about, but I think they really lost their way. They tried to expand way too quickly, took all that investment money. They hired a bunch of people. They tried to do entertainment shows and everything. And then it was like all these rounds of layoffs. I'm in New York. I'm on the road. I'm hearing, oh, they're not treating their staff that great. Oh, is there a unionization effort that's happening that they're trying to tamp down? Wait, why did X person get fired when that person was leading the unionization effort?
Right.
I'm hearing about these closed door meetings that are lawyers that are kind of intimidating folks. And that was around the time when I'd heard about this that I made the decision to leave the show, because it seemed to me that like there were some overstretched finances and also a lack of like real belief in a left-wing project. And I said, I learned really to trust my gut in that way. But I do just want to say one thing about that as well, is like, Anna also implied in that tweet that because we would be the reason that they would have to lay off employees, and that's why they took that policy.
Yeah, where is it Jesse for cash? It must have dried up quickly because apparently you're grifting to the right, which you think that right wingers is going to come onto going to watch your stuff. Working, man. Yeah, like, man, like, the thing, TYT, I think what happened is, Kyle Kalinske will defend Jank. He said Jank is a businessman and all that stuff. But, I think, I think a mistake that a lot of, like, myself, I made this mistake too. Mistake that people can make, like, especially when you get a taste of, like, you actually growing and you're spending, is small. Like, you get big, you tend to get the big head, and then when it don't work out, you implode. Like, that's what happened to me. Like, I wanted all of these shows on the ATP network. I wanted everybody to have their own show, talk about different things. But I have to realize is that this is just coming from me. I ain't talking about, you know, like that. Like, staying small keeps not only keeps you more focused, it keeps you humble. I think I got a little bit cocky. Especially when we really grew, like we went from 200 to like 800 or some subscribers. Like, holy shit! And then we slowed down because YouTube gave us a copyright strike because I played Breakfast Club clip, and I think they gave us a content warning or some shit. Because I'm not gonna get into that, but like, yeah, people keep that, and now they paying the price for it. Simply, um. So yeah, man, like almost done with this, guys.
market sponsorship
Yes.
because other people have been critical of them. I'm just truly in awe of the inability to.
It's like getting sponsorships and you're supposed to be political based channel, like, you just not anymore. Like TYT is not independent media. Like once you get investment cash, just because of cash, how could you sponsor not independent? Like PCP Network is independent. Like we get dollars from YouTube license even. Now if you get YouTube license, that's like yeah, you should get paid for your labor. Like this is labor. But I'm talking about like actually sponsorships where they pay you a good amount of money up front to promote their stuff. You're not independent. Now if you're only you sponsored by Lucas Oil or some shit like that, that's different. Like you're a con channel, you're not political, but yeah, like TT, it's not independent. I had to say that too as well.
To self-reflect or take a step back from one's own ego to say that it's everyone else around them that's the problem. Everybody else is just trying to make money off of them. Everybody else is grifting. It's not us. We don't have to look internally about our own decisions and life choices and our own like extreme anger that's off-putting in and of itself for the show. Like I tuned in a few years ago and I was just like, I can't watch this shit anymore. They're just screaming.
I mean, you're talking to a stand-up comic. I have to have some levity, otherwise I'll die. Like
it's crazy. They seem very unhappy, and also it reflects.
They are unhappy. They're imploding. You can tell. Like Anna went off on this random Twitter account calling her out about Ben, like the interview with Ben Shapiro, like not asking about Gaza and stuff like that. Like, yeah, yeah, they're on edge. Yeah, they're not doing good over there at TYT, man. They're not doing good at all. And TYT did this to themselves. Like drifting has major consequences. And is they're accusing other people of drifting off them. It's fucking I guess. I don't know what left means anymore. Show on YouTube. And people gonna talk about you the fuck. You disagree with everything y'all say. Like y'all used to talk about camel toe, so TNT can't say shit. Oh gosh, I'm just doing this, guys.
Flex in their coverage, and I don't know. I mean, look, again, I don't care about that but I hope they're okay. At the end of the day, I don't want Anna to be suffering. I don't want things to be bad for her.
I hope that she finds the peace she's looking for. Right now, we got a Thelma Louise situation, but there ain't no cliff. They're just driving around in circles. Like, I don't know where we're going, but they've made a blood pact. And I feel like we're along for the ride. And I just want to clarify, like, I've never been an employee at TYT. I've got another story for another time. There was a close call. I could have sued. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I've never been a full-time employee. I get asked to be on and I say yes or no. I rarely say no. I don't think I'm ever going to be asked to be back on the main show. Ever. I think that was sealed. If not after I had Mondale Robinson on, if not after I interviewed Cenk, I think probably by putting out a Curb Your Enthusiasm meme that was sealed. But I would love to go on and actually have a robust debate like I've often floated.
We offered them too. I mean, Sam has offered multiple times and he says he's a grifter, which is.
I'm gonna end it right there. Yeah, that's wild. My thing is like, you talk about somebody, but you're not man enough to go onto their show and talk it out. Like, why? I don't understand why you won't. Now you can go on Mark Lamar Hill's channel. Mark Lamar Hill literally did kill your ass. He kicked your ass too, but Mark, he annihilated your ass, but you won't go on Sam Cedar's channel. It's egos right there. I think Sam Cedar Sam Cedar probably get, I don't know how many views Majority Report get a good decent amount of views. But yeah, like I see that's any views, man, to these people, man. Like it just unserious, man. That's why the left should not listen to big big personalities. They still listen to somebody like a Feeney, like for example, or Rome, like those people, they don't look for the clout. To them in terms of like people who live like they don't force it. It comes to them. That's what it's supposed to be. See, Jackie Anna, TYT, they want to be Trump chasers. They want to chase whatever, Trump wants. So yeah, we can pivot to the right. It's Kamala won, we'll still say we gotta push Kamala left, which Kamala even Trump said it would be just economic policy, which is crazy, but